Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the workbook solution for Social Science for Standard 7, chapter number 1, that is Rajput Age, New Rulers and States. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please do subscribe it for more videos. So we'll be starting with the MCQs. First one, after the death of which king in North India, small states became independent? It's option number B, Harshvardhan. Second, which power emerged in India in the 7th century? It's option number A, feudalism. Third, who established the state of Gadwal? That is option number D, Chandradev. Fourth, which of the following regions has been known as the state of Avanti or Ujjaini since ancient times? It's option number D, Malwa. Fifth, by which name was the state of Bundelkhand later known as? It's option number A, Jejaka Bhukti. Sixth, which ruler is not included in the rulers of Parmar dynasty of Malwa? It's option number C, Vasudev. Seventh, Bhoj was the best king of which dynasty? It's option number A, Parmar. Eighth, which king established a Mahashala, that is college, in Dharanagari? It's option number C, Bhoj. Ninth, which king of Chauhan dynasty has a unique place in the history of India? It's option number B, Prithviraj III. 10th, in which field did Prithviraj Chauhan defeat Shihabuddin Ghori? It's option number C, Tarai field. 11th, who established Anhilwad Patan on the banks of river Saraswati in 756 AD? It's option number B, Vanraj Chavda. 12th, the reign of which dynasty is called the Golden Age of Rajput rule of Gujarat? It's option number A, Solanki. 13th, during the reign of which dynasty was Rani Ki Vav constructed? It's option number B, Solanki dynasty. 14th, which dynasty ruled Bengal in the 8th century? It's option number C, Pala dynasty. 15th, who constructed the world famous Rani Ki Vav in Patan? It's option number C, Queen Udaymati. 16th, where is Malav Lake located in Gujarat? It's option number B, Dholka. 17th, who composed a grammar book named Siddhamashya Shabdanushasana? It's during reign of Siddharaj Jaisingh. It's option number A, Hemchandracharya ji. 18th, which village was gifted to Arnoraj by the Solankis? It's option number C, Vyagrapalli. 19th, what was the name of the last ruler of Waghela dynasty? It's option number D, Karnadev. 20, who established the Pala dynasty in Bengal? It's option number C, Gopal. 21, the land between which rivers was ruled by Varangal dynasty? It's option number A, Krishna and Kaveri. 22, whose second name was Kerala or Malayalam? It's option number D, Cheras. 23, who was the best ruler among the Chera rulers? It's option number A, Setungavan. 24, seeing India's abundant wealth, who made several invasions on India during 1000 to 1026? It's option number D, Muhammad Ghazni. 25, whom did Shihabuddin Ghori defeat in second battle of Tarai battlefield and established power in Delhi? It's option number C, Prithviraj Chauhan. Now we'll continue with question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. First one, after the death of Harshvardhan in the 7th century, his vast empire was divided into small independent states in North India. Second, Rajputs were protectors of Gau Brahmins. Third, Rajput women were famous for their valor. Fourth, later Chandel's Bundelkhand state was known as Jejaka Bhukti. Fifth, Bhoj was the greatest ruler of Parmar dynasty. Sixth, King Bhoj established a college that is Mahashala in Dharanagari. Seventh, the rule of Solanki kings is considered as golden age of Rajput of Gujarat. Eighth, Queen Udaymati built the world famous stepwell in Patan. Ninth, the Rani Ki Vav of Patan has been declared as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. 10th, Siddharaj Jaisingh's mother, that is Meenal Devi, was the ideal queen mother. 11th, The king named Gopal founded Pal dynasty in Bengal. 12th, after the downfall of Pal dynasty, Sen dynasty was established in Bengal. 13th, the states located in the south of river Narmada are called southern states. 14th, in 540 AD, Vatapi was made the capital and a separate independent state was established by the king Pulkeshi I. 15. Devgiri was the capital of the Yadavs and Dwarsamudra was the capital of Hoysal dynasty. 16th, Setun Gavan was the best ruler of Chera dynasty. 17th, the king Yashaskar of Kashmir was chosen by a committee of Brahmins. 18th, in the Rajput era, land revenue was known as Bhag of the production. 19th, Stambtirth and Brigu Kutch ports of Gujarat were famous for foreign trade during Rajput era. 20. The main reason of Muhammad Ghazni's invasion was India's abundant wealth. Now we'll continue with question number 3, that is true or false. First one, there were two capitals of Garhwal, that is Kannauj and Ujjaini. It is false. Second, Chandels built and decorated great religious buildings and reservoirs in Bundelkhand. It is true. Third, a town named Ajaypur is known as Ajmer today. It is false. Fourth, Prithviraj III holds a unique place in the history of India. It is true. Fifth, the rule of Solanki kings is considered as golden age of Gujarat, era of Gujarat. It is true. Sixth, Queen Udaymati built Sahasraling Lake in Patan. It is false. Seventh, Siddharaj Jaisingh carried out the procession of a scripture on an elephant in Patan. It is true. 8. Vaghelas originally belonged to Rashtrakut clan. It is false. 9th, Karnadev Vaghela was the first ruler of Vaghela dynasty. It is false. 10th, Jaisingh was the first ruler of Chalukya dynasty. It is true. 11th, Kanchipuram was the capital of Chola dynasty. It is false. 12th, Pandya kingdom was small but it was a large center of trade. It is true. 13th, in the Rajput era, the land revenue was known as toll. It is false. 14th, Muslim invaders invaded India between the 8th and the 12th century. It is true. 15th, the main reason of Muhammad Ghazni's invasion was India's abundant wealth. It is true. Now we'll continue with question number 4, that is match the following. First one, the founder of Garhwal dynasty. It's option number 5, Chandradev. Second, the founder of Parmar dynasty. It's option number 4, Krishnaraj. Third, the founder of Chauhan dynasty. It's option number 2, Vasudev. Fourth, the founder of Anhilwat Patan. It's option number 3, Vanraj Chavda. Now we'll continue with the second part of the match the following. First one, the founder of Pal dynasty. It's option number 4, Gopal. Second, the founder of Pallav dynasty. It's option number 1, Bappa Dev. Third, the mighty king of Garhwal dynasty. It's option number 5, Govind Chandra. Fourth, the last king of Vaghela dynasty. It's option number 2, Karnadev. Now the third part of match the following. First one, the best king of Parmar dynasty. It's option number 3, Bhoj. Second, the founder of Chalukya dynasty. It's option number 5, Jaisingh. Third, the powerful king of Rashtrakut dynasty. It's option number 1, Govind III. Fourth, the best ruler of Chera rulers. It's option number 2, Setun Gavan. Now we'll continue with question number 5, that is answer in 1 or 2 sentences. First one, which period is called Rajput era? The period of 500 years between 700 to 1200 is called Rajput era. Second, after the death of whom in the 7th century independent states came into existence in North India and South India. After the death of Harshvardhan in the 7th century, independent states came into existence in North India and after the death of Pulkeshi II in South India. Third, name any three names of major dynasties of North India. Gadhwal, Chandel, Parmar, Chauhan, Solanki, Chavda, Sen, etc. were major dynasties of North India. Fourth one, who established the state of Gadhwal? Where did he make the capital? The state of Gadhwal was established by Chandradev. He made Kannauj and Kashi his capital. Fifth, which great rulers became in Bundelkhand state? The great rulers like Yashovarman, Kirtivarman, Paramhirdev, etc. became in Bundelkhand state. Sixth, how did Chandels beautify Bundelkhand? Chandels beautified Bundelkhand by constructing magnificent religious houses and reservoirs. Seventh, since ancient time, Malwa region has been known as which state? Since ancient time, Malwa region has been known as the state of Avanti or Ujjaini. Eighth, which great rulers became in Parmar dynasty? The great rulers like Siyuk, Munj, Bhoj, etc. became in Parmar dynasty. Ninth, with whom was the princess of Siddharth Jai Singh married? The princess of Siddharth Jai Singh was married to Arnuraj of Chauhan dynasty of Shakambhari. 10th, who founded Anhilwad Patan? Vanraj Chavda, the son of Jai Shikari, the king of Panchasar, founded Anhilwad Patan. 11th, what did Vanraj Chavda name his new town? Vanraj Chavda named his new town Anhilwad Patan on the name of his childhood friend Anhil Bharwad, who helped him in his grief. 12. Which powerful rulers became in Solanki dynasty? The powerful rulers like Siddharth Jai Singh, Kumarpal, Bhimdev II, etc. became in Solanki dynasty. 13. Who built Rani Ki Vav? Udaymati, the queen of Bhimdev Solanki, the king of Patan, built Rani Ki Vav. 14th, which status has Rani Ki Vav got? The Rani Ki Vav has got the status of UNESCO World Heritage Site. 15th, who was known as the ideal queen mother of Anhilwad Patan? Meenal Devi, the mother of Solanki king Siddharth Jai Singh, was known as the ideal queen mother of Anhilwad Patan. 16th, which ministers had Gujarat during the reign of Veer Dhaval? During the reign of Veer Dhaval, Gujarat has efficient and skilled ministers like Vastupal and Tejpal. 17th, who was the last ruler of Waghela dynasty? Karnadev Waghela was the last ruler of Waghela dynasty. 18th, which two texts did Ballal Sen, the ruler of Sen dynasty, compose? Ballal Sen, the ruler of Sen dynasty, composed Dansagar and Adbhut Sagar texts. 19th, who was the first Sultan of Gujarat? The first Sultan of Gujarat was Muzaffar Shah. His original name was Zafar Khan. 20. Which are called southern states? The states located in the south of river Narmada are called southern states. 21. State names of any three dynasties of South India. Chalukya, Rashtrakut, Yadav, Pallava, Chola, Pandya, Chera, etc. were major dynasties of South India. 22. Which important rulers were there in Chalukya dynasty? The important rulers like Kirtivarman, Pulkeshi I, Pulkeshi II were there in Chalukya dynasty. 23. Which two states of the Yadav dynasty were existed in Rajput era? The two states of the Yadav dynasty existed in Rajput era were first one Devgiri and second Dwarsamudra. 24. Which were the great rulers of Pallav dynasty? Mahendravarman I, Narsimhavarman I, Narsimhavarman II, etc. were the great rulers of Pallava dynasty. 25. Which were the important rulers of Chola dynasty? Raja I, Rajadhiraj I, and Rajendra I were the important rulers of Chola dynasty. 26. What was the arrangement for the position of king in Rajput era? In Rajput era, position of king was hereditary. King used to make any one of his sons as the Yuvraj or his successor who later on became the king. 27. Which two ports were famous in Gujarat during Rajput era? Stambhatirth, that is Khambat, and Bhrigukach, that is Bharuch, were famous ports in Gujarat during Rajput era. 28. Whom did Shihabuddin Ghori defeat and establish his power in Delhi? Shihabuddin Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in Tarai plains and established his power in Delhi. Now we'll continue with question number 6, that is answer the following questions in brief. First one, which time is called Middle Age? With the rise of feudal powers in India at the end of the 7th century, India was divided into large and small states. Many Rajput dynasties emerged in the country. This time is called the Middle Age. Second, which king of Chauhan dynasty holds a unique place in the history of India? Why? Prithviraj III, the king of Chauhan dynasty, holds a unique place in the history of India because he defeated Shihabuddin Ghori, Sultan of Ghazni, in the Tarai plains located between Thaneshwar and Karnal in 1191 AD. Third one, why is the Battle of Tarai considered as a landmark in the history of India? In the Battle of Tarai in 1192 AD, Prithviraj Chauhan, the king of Delhi, was defeated in the battle with Shihabuddin Ghori. The Rajput era came to an end and Muslim rule was established on the throne of Delhi. Therefore, the Battle of Tarai is considered as a landmark in the history of India. Fourth one, what works did Rajmata Meenal Devi do for the welfare of the people? Queen Mother Meenal Devi was caring and loving for the people. She was always ready to work for the welfare of the people. She did notable works to give justice to the people. She stopped pilgrim tax of Somnath. On her instructions, Siddharaj Jaisingh built Malav Lake in Dholka and Munsar Lake in Viramgam to solve the problem of drinking water. Fifth one, who had a great influence on Solanki king Kumarpal? What did Kumarpal do with his inspiration? Hemchandracharya ji, the Kalikal Sarvagna, had a great influence on Solanki king Kumarpal. With his inspiration, Kumarpal banned gambling and animal slaughter in the state and issued strict orders for non-violence. Sixth, of which original caste were the Vaghelas? Why did they call Vaghelas? The Vaghelas were of original Chalukya caste. Solanki kings gave village named Vyagharpalli to Arnoraj. His descendants are called Vaghelas after the name of the village. Seventh, who were known as Vengi Chalukyas? How? When the power of Vatapi Chalukyas was weakened, one of their branches was established in the region between Krishna and Godavari rivers. As these Chalukya rulers of East made Vengi their capital, they were known as Vengi Chalukyas. 8. How many types of ministers were there in Rajput era? Which were they? What was their jobs? There were two types of ministers in Rajput era. They were first Amatya, that is ministers, and second secretaries. Amatya's job was to negotiate and do politics, and the secretary's job was to fight and make peace. Ninth, what arrangements did the Trade and Commerce Department of the state use to make in the Rajput era? The Trade and Commerce Department of the state used to make arrangement for collection of tax over foreign trade, decide the value of things and purchase commodities required in the Rajput era. 10th, when and why did Sultan Muhammad Ghazni invade India. There was an abundant wealth in India. Sultan Muhammad Ghazni invaded India several times between 1000 AD to 1026 AD to loot this wealth and take it to his country. Now we'll continue with question number 7, that is explain the following terms. First one is King Bhoj. Bhoj was the greatest ruler of Parmar dynasty. He was popular as an ideal king of India. Raja Bhoj established a college in Dharanagari in Ujjaini. He established a beautiful city named Bhojpur surrounded by small hills. Second is Queen Udaymati. Udaymati was the queen of Solanki king Bhimdev I. She built a stepwell to solve the problem of drinking water of the people of Anhilwat Patan. It is known as Rani Ki Vav in the world. It has been declared as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Third one, Hemchandracharya ji. Hemchandracharya ji was an ardent scholar of the royal court of Solanki king Siddharaj Jaisingh. He was known as Kalikat Sarvagna. Siddharaj Jaisingh had composed a rich treatise called Siddhahem Shadhudanshasan, written by Hemchandracharya ji. Eighth one, so now we'll be continuing with question number 8, that is write a short note. First one, characteristics of the Rajputs. The Rajputs were valiant, warful and fearless. They kept their promise even at the cost of their lives. They never showed their back in the battlefield. When there was no hope of winning the battle against the enemies, they met to the death called Keshariya. They were protectors of Gau Brahmins. They protected the surrendered at any cost. They never practiced unrighteousness, means deception in the battle. Second question, the virtues of Rajput women of Rajput era. Rajput women were famous for their bravery and valor. They sent their husbands and sons to the war front happily. They didn't even care of their life for their safety and security and also truth. If needed, they would go out to the battlefield with sword in their hand. They practiced sati behind her husband who died in the battle. On the occasion of being captured by the enemies, the Rajput women would jump into fire together and perform Johar. And here we come to the end of chapter number 1, that is Rajput Age, New Rulers and States. I hope you have understood the complete chapter. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comments section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.